decision was made to go to Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska by the military and the Secret Service because they figured this was the safest place for me to be. Very secure bunker there. There's a lot of communications there. When we landed it in Nebraska, we got hustled off to the secure bunkers. But they had a conference room in it, and I had assembled my national security team via the video conferencing tools at Offutt. And I got a report for how each department was responding to the crises. My question was who did it. The head of the CIA, George Tenet, believed it was Al-Qaeda. They had the earmarks of an Al-Qaeda attack. But Tenet wasn't that definitive yet. So my first indication it could be Al-Qaeda was during the national security meeting at Offutt Air Force Base. It's during this moment that I made the decision I'm going back to Washington over the objections of just about everybody else. I'd had it. I'd said I need to get home. A lot had developed. It was important to wrap the day up with a presidential speech assuring people that the government was functioning and responding and that we would take the appropriate actions necessary to protect our country. And I damn sure wasn't going to give it from a bunker in Nebraska. I wanted to give it from the Oval Office. I didn't want the enemy to have the psychological victory of a president speaking from a bunker in the heartland of our country and not speaking from the Capitol that had been attacked. So I told the head of the Secret Service and others, I'm coming home. And they prepared the flight, and off we went.
Washington Air Force, low, like lower, please. Air Force 1 departing 15 for 7,000.
Air Force 1, turn left at the end, contact ground point 8.
Force 1 copies. We are landing. There will be possibly one or two fighter-type aircraft landing on the east runway just after our arrival.
Air Force 1, request approved.
President Bush arrived back in Washington a few moments ago to essentially a silent city. Washington, D.C., much like the lower part of Manhattan, has been known.
As we lifted off out of Andrews Air Force Base on Marine One, I could see the smoke of the Pentagon. And I remember thinking, here I am, the commander-in-chief in a war zone. We'd been attacked by an enemy right here in the heart of our capital. The Marine One pilot took evasive action, flying this thing as if we are in a war zone. And we came pretty close to the Pentagon. It was an eerie sight to look down. The contrast was unbelievable between a vibrant city and a city that had been shut down because of an attack.
President Bush is back at the White House. He went directly to the Oval Office. We're now told we'll be speaking about an hour from now at 8:30. Live continuing coverage on 10.